This is a creepy forest. By day, everything here seems quiet and calm, but at nightfall, everything changes. Creatures emerge from the woods that cannot be seen during the day. People who enter here vanish without a trace, and sounds that cannot be explained drift from the depths of the forest. I have no idea how I will do it, but I will try to survive here.
And that is the moment my survival begins. First things first, it is best to look around. Just look at how huge these fir trees are. But luckily, there are small trees here too, which I can use to start my survival. There is also a stone lying around that will be very useful to me later. I walked a bit further and noticed this large abandoned tower, but it seems to be in bad shape as it is already covered in cobwebs. And most likely no one comes here anymore because this tower is completely burned down. This tower will be my initial shelter. Most likely over time I will gradually restore this tower. You can also see some scattered firewood here, which means it would be a good idea to start a campfire once night falls. And just look at this, there is also some dynamite lying around and there is quite a lot of it here. Somewhere in the future, I can already see myself using this dynamite in a mine. I don't see any other use for this dynamite yet. I've looked around a bit, which means I can start developing. As usual, the first thing to do is get some wood. Chopping this tree by hand takes quite a while, but even so, the whole tree will eventually break. Also, this day started not too long ago, and even with that in mind, there is not much time left before nightfall. At night, it is best to be in a safe place, as wild animals often roam around here. Finally, I managed to get my first tree. Next, neteri inşaatmak. I wanted to make a crafting table, but I noticed one is already here. Of course, I will need to make a wooden pickaxe first. There was a large stone nearby. I wanted to dig a mine at first, but now I see no point in it. I think this much stone will be enough. When I started surviving, the atmosphere here was quite gloomy, but now the sun has come out and it has become much more beautiful. I admired this beautiful sky, and then started making myself some stone tools. I am definitely taking the workbench. Also nearby, one can notice crates and chests. The first crate is empty.
There's nothing in this crate either. It seems there's nothing in these crates at all. Alright, but I still think I might find something here. Ou seja, não sabemos também do cheddar puma da.
And I actually managed to find my first item. The apples will definitely come in handy. I kept searching these crates and found some more meats. Here is some more meat. I don't think I'll have to go hungry for now. I have enough food for the first night. Honestly, I thought there would be something special in this chest, but unfortunately, it turned out to be empty. Yo, there is total devastation under this tower. There are various items lying around, but most importantly, there is firewood here. I won't miss this chance and will gather some right away. Night is just around the corner and soon I'll need at least some source of light. No já sei já esteja iscando onde está. I think this much will be enough, and even if it is not, I will come back here and get some more. And do you know what else I will need? That is right, gravel. I will need to get some flint from the gravel, and only then will I be able to start a fire. Nandatushe, come on there, Maya. I only need 2 pieces of flint, but I'll dig up some more just in case. I'm sure I won't regret it. I'll build my campfire right around here. To do this, no, I need to take one flint in my left hand and another in my right. This is the unusual way to light a campfire. To avoid wasting time, I will put the meat on right away, let it cook. While the meat is cooking, I have a chance to explore this tower. You know, you can see right away that these stairs are in really bad shape. The most important thing is not to fall off them. There was another chest nearby with an iron pickaxe, but it is a bit broken, which is quite sad. Some more food. I climbed higher and higher here and noticed a spider web. I will need it later on. With it, I can make a bed or other useful tools like a fishing rod or a bow. Wow, the height here is getting higher and higher. I hope I do not fall from here, and it looks like someone clearly did not manage to survive here. I would not want to be in his shoes. Just look at this beauty. The sunset here looks simply incredible. I would keep admiring this sunset, but there is no time since night will be falling soon. The further I go, the worse the stairs get. For my own convenience, I will clearly need to fix this. I should be careful on this tower as it is full of holes, and if I fall once, my survival will end right there. I think I am completely safe in this tower, which means I can admire this wonderful sunset for a bit. That is it. The sun has disappeared and it is gradually starting to get dark outside. Now I really need to find a way into this tower. Yeah, I don't think these are the best signs, but I don't think I'll be joining those guys anytime soon. And by the way, from this side, I was finally able to find an entrance to this building. It looks like no one has been here for 100 years. It is full of cobwebs, all the glass is broken, and there are some crates lying around, as well as this empty canister. It is high time to check all these crates. There is some cobweb here, and also a few small bottles. In the next crate, I managed to find some bones. To me, this is just a wonderful find. There was some more copper here. Stepping outside, I noticed this wonderful sky, and yet, in such a beautiful time, not the most pleasant things are happening, because somewhere in this forest are creatures that clearly wouldn't mind killing me. This tower will be my shelter for this entire survival. Naturally, I really need to tidy things up here. Looking at all this cobweb, it feels like only spiders lived here. It is quite hard to see anything here. I can get charcoal from this tree. It is burnt, so I will not have to go to a mine for this coal. This way, I can make myself some torches right away. Thanks to these torches, it has become much brighter here. Next, I started searching these chests for anything useful. For the most part, all these crates and chests are empty, but in some you can find some very good resources. I checked all the other places where resources might be, and they turned out to be empty. These crates are cards disturbas. It is scattered all over the place. I need to break them and move them to one spot since they take up most of this room. So I'll place them right about here. To me, this is a pretty good spot for these crates, and at the same time I can clear out my inventory. Most of the stuff in here are resources I don't even use. Yeah, Jano. I've already settled into this tower a bit, and now I need to get down and preferably fix these stairs soon, because going down is really inconvenient. Honestly, I don't know if I should go down or not. It's quite quiet and calm outside, but still, this silence could be deceptive. But it's just as dusty. And by the way, that is what I was talking about. Someone has already shown up here, and I doubt they'll leave on their own. Even though someone is there, that won't stop me from going down. The most important thing when I go down is to look around, and if I am not mistaken, there does not seem to be anyone here. Now that I've come down here, I feel like this torch is completely useless since it's already quite bright outside. My food should be somewhere near this campfire, but it's not here at all. I shouldn't leave it unattended, or someone will steal it again. There's a zombie villager somewhere nearby. I can certainly hear him, but I do not know where he is. It turns out he has been under the tower this whole time. C'est ainsi que derrière de chez... I killed that zombie and turned the other way, but I wish I hadn't. There was some creature with long legs there, and the more I look at it, the worse I feel. Of all things, I really did not expect this turn of events. My health is dropping very fast, and I hope that creature won't chase me. I started running away from there as fast as I could. I think I will be safe on this tower. Just look at this. I take it that if I look at it, I will constantly be under the effects of nausea and poisoning. These effects are certainly not pleasant, but at least they are not killing me completely, and I also think it is better to climb higher. I have no idea why, but my health is not even regenerating. I am fully fed, but my health just will not regenerate. And this is only the first night. I have no idea what will happen next, or if I will even survive the coming nights. If I can just make it through this night, that would be great. That creature is still standing there, and it does not look like it is going anywhere. My health finally started to recover as soon as I stopped looking at that creature. I do not really want to go outside, so I will keep fixing up this shelter. After making some half blocks, I started to gradually repair this floor, and I also used up almost all of my wood. This night feels endless, it just does not want to end. First, I need to clear away all these burnt slabs. That's perfect. It has become much more comfortable to be here. While I was laying out all my resources, I completely forgot that I had some cobwebs, and with these cobwebs I can make a bed and finally skip this night. Wonderful. I skipped the night and now I can continue to develop. Next I continue to restore this tower. There were quite a few moments when I almost fell into these pits. And restoring these stairs of course won't be that easy. To craft these stairs I'll need stripped wood, and I don't really want to deal with that just yet. At the very least I need to make some proper tools first. Nearby, next to this tower, there was another extension. I started checking this chest and found some copper, leather and string. In the next chest there was some dynamite, flint and a fire extinguisher. No idea why I would need it, but I'll take it anyway. I think I'll take this dynamite right now. There isn't much of it here, but besides that there are also barrels of gunpowder. Outside the chest there are also crates here. It is just that, for the most part, whatever crates I find here, they always turn out to be empty. At least some of the crates had resources, and here I found 2 leads, which might come in handy if I can find any animals. More dynamite. Wow, at this rate, I definitely won't need a pickaxe in the mine. You know, I've started restoring this tower, but do you know what it's missing? That's right, glass. So, I'll go gather some sand. Once again, I noticed some not so pleasant things nearby. I was just surviving here, minding my own business, and then this happened. I really did not expect to see a moment like this. Some kind of monster attacked me and I am completely immobilized. I don't even have the ability to move. Eventually, I finally got the chance to move on. In this area, I have already found about 20 dynamite. When I go into the mine, I need to dig down to at least the 12th level and only then start excavating with dynamite. There was another chest nearby that I kept missing. I remember when I ran past here, I noticed some more crates in the grass nearby. At first I thought I was imagining it, but no, I couldn't find anything here except for cobwebs and apples. I was wrong though, because there were also pumpkins in these crates. I will still need these crates, so I will take them with me. I will soon start digging into the mine, and for that I will need quite a lot of food. Let this fish cook while I need to climb up the tower and take all the necessary resources with me. Every time I claim this tower, I'm amazed at how wonderful the view is from here. We will place the crates right here. Sometimes I really don't understand where I get some of these items. My inventory fills up quite fast and I constantly have to clear it out. Starting a fire indoors is certainly not the best idea. I wouldn't do this, of course, but I'd have to keep climbing down this tower since the fire is on the ground and now it's here too. The most important thing is to do it carefully and the smoke must be able to get out. I have brought all the essential resources I might need in the mine and now it is time to go there and mine some iron. And I also hope I won't have to meet anyone on the way to this mine, otherwise I might just not survive another encounter. Somewhere around here is where I can start digging the mine. But first I need to prepare the spot for it. And there was also a regular anvil nearby. I will need it later, but that is for the future. My main task is to find lots of iron and upgrade all my tools. I could use some dynamite right now, but I don't see the point. It's better to save it for when I'm looking for diamonds. That's when I'll really need it, but here I think I can easily find iron. I would really like to find some iron before my pickaxe breaks. You know, I have more than enough coal on the surface, but charcoal isn't suitable for every task. If I manage to find regular coal, that would also be a pretty valuable find. Make sure to light all of this up. And why do I constantly have this feeling like someone is about to appear from there? I hope that doesn't happen. I keep digging and digging, my pickaxe is almost broken and I still haven't been able to find any iron. I have no idea how much longer I have to dig, but my pickaxe will break soon. And at such a wonderful moment, I finally managed to find iron. Finding it is one thing, of course, but I will have to process and forge all this iron, since just throwing it into the furnace won't work. It is very peaceful in this mine, at least no one is trying to kill me here. Besides this iron, there is also some coal nearby. I clearly have some luck here. on there goes that poor pickaxe I made at the very start of my survival, but luckily for cases like this I have an iron pickaxe. It will break soon too, of course, so I might as well finish it off. And with that, my trip to the mine has come to an end. Time to get out of here. It is still night outside and the atmosphere is quite eerie. At first, I wanted to climb this tower, but after noticing this villager, I changed my mind a bit. I certainly wouldn't trust this villager, and I hope he doesn't attack me. When you don't know what to expect, that is what's most frightening. If I had known what to expect from this villager, I would have been much more careful. I might regret approaching this villager right now. So I just killed him and he didn't do anything to me. That's pretty strange. I've already noticed so many of these guys hanging there. I am about to start forging iron, and for that I will need a stone like this one. Well, I thought I could just pick it up by hand. It is morning outside already, and that is just wonderful. I should find another stone like this somewhere. After walking a bit into this forest, I was finally able to find it. The first rays of the sun are appearing. It looks absolutely magnificent. I often wonder if I should really keep all my resources in this tower. Constantly going up and down takes quite a bit of time. Plus, there is a small chance that sooner or later I might fall from here. To forge iron, I will also need 4 furnaces. First, the food will cook, and then I can head down. I have run out of absolutely all the planks that I had. I have already gathered what I need for iron forging. Now I just need to make a good spot where I can do it. This extension, in my opinion, is a good place for it, but I need to clear out everything unnecessary from here. I am not quite sure right now if I should make this floor out of planks. After all, when I forge iron, sparks will fly and there is a small chance that the whole thing could catch fire. But I hope that will not happen. I need to make some trapdoors and block the entrance to this mine. Since I fall in here quite often, we'll leave the stone here. Then I need to process all this iron by clicking on this stone. This processed iron can already be put into the furnace. Now I will need to almost completely empty my inventory. Then we make some sticks, combine them, and get this unusual tool. I will need these sticks to pick up the red hot iron. The very last thing left to do is a hammer. And after that, you can start forging the iron. It is a rather long and monotonous process. Now I will have to cool down these red hot ingots. And that is the unusual way iron ingots are obtained. Then I decided to make an iron hammer. With it, forging iron will become much faster. I do not know why, but only zombie villagers appear here. It feels like there is a village somewhere nearby. It seemed quiet and peaceful outside, but when I decided to cool the iron, this appeared. This creature made it clear that I should run away from here, and I need to do it as fast as possible. Honey... Wow, that was completely unexpected. The worst part is that the water source is there, and I just cannot get to it. A rather unpleasant situation. I waited a bit, and if I am not mistaken, that creature is no longer there. At least that is what I think. I hope it doesn't show up here again. I have absolutely no desire to run into it once more. All this time, the first rain started outside. This weather, of course, is not the best. Now that is a pretty bad sign, because if lightning hits this tower, it could catch fire again, and I definitely do not need that kind of trouble. So, I have finally reforged all this iron, and now I can make some tools. Apparently, it is already daytime outside, but that does not really make any difference. Even though there is such a heavy downpour outside, the sun is still breaking through. I am going to the mine now, but first I will put the sand in to smelt. The downpour outside has ended and the day has begun, and what could be better than such wonderful weather? And of course, things can't just go smoothly. Something always has to happen. Apparently that tall creature spawned somewhere. I'm not sure if I should go down or not. Yes, I was right after all. This creature spawned right here. And finally, it has disappeared somewhere after all. Now I can finally be at peace. And outside, this wonderful fog has appeared. Yeah, the worst part is that in such wonderful weather, I'm heading into the mine. My task is to dig down to the 12th level, which is exactly where diamonds are found. I still have about 40 blocks left to go down to that level, and I think I'll need at least 3 more iron pickaxes to dig down to the required depth. And on the way, I quite quickly came across coal. Once I managed to mine quite a lot of coal, but to be fair, it runs out just as fast. I haven't dug very far, of course, and the pickaxe breaks so quickly. If I manage to find a large cave, that would be just wonderful. After all, I would most likely be able to mine a very large amount of iron there. I didn't manage to find any iron, but at least there was some copper here. I didn't dig for long and managed to find some iron. My iron pickaxe is in really bad shape now, but it should be enough to mine this iron. Well, that is certainly sad, but I still have a stone pickaxe left. Pretty quickly, I found another deposit of iron. Honestly, I have no desire to mine with a stone pickaxe, especially when there is iron. Once again, I climbed out of this mine and these villagers are greeting me. Honestly, I really do not understand if I should be afraid of these villagers or not. On one hand, they are just watching me, but on the other, I have no idea why they are doing it. Not knowing is, of course, an unpleasant thing. For some reason, I keep thinking that these villagers will suddenly attack me, but I hope that moment never comes. I could of course leave them alive, but I think that would be a bad idea. Sooner or later, they probably won't just be watching me. I climbed this tower and I got a rather strange effect. Back at the very beginning, a long creature attacked me and I couldn't even move. That was when I got the exact same effect as I have now. Most likely this creature is somewhere nearby. When I entered this shelter, this creature was waiting for me here. I certainly expected to see it anywhere but inside this room. The creature didn't chase me, but those residents started appearing near it. These residents were quite active and surprisingly even moving, so I decided to wait out the night outside. This is perhaps the first time I feel safer outside than I do indoors. It is gradually starting to get light here, and all those unpleasant effects vanished in an instant. I think now is the perfect time to check that. That is great, there was no one else here. Then I made a glass panel and started placing it in this room. At this point, I should make a proper entrance to this tower, and it would be good to add doors here as well. And once I stepped outside, I noticed this smoke. At first I didn't understand where it was coming from, but then I saw that these fir trees had started to burn. The cause of the fire is still completely unknown to me, but if this isn't put out soon, most of this forest could just burn down. And that is the moment I realized why I would need a fire extinguisher. You know, I still don't quite understand how to put out the tops of these trees. They seem to go out on their own, so I need to at least extinguish the lower parts of these trees. And by the way, this is what I was talking about. Fire can just appear on its own, and these are quite unpleasant moments, but you have to look for the positives in everything. From this tree, I was able to get whole charcoal, and in large quantities too. That is all. For the most part, I have put everything out here. There are still some spots left that need extinguishing, but they are way too high up. I am gradually running out of food, which means I need to start a small farm, and for that, I will need wheat seeds. I don't know about you, but I absolutely love the process of gathering wheat seeds, and the next thing to do is clear some space for the future farm. I was just going about my business here and these effects attacked me again. I don't see these entities anywhere, but they are likely nearby. The worst part is that I don't understand where they are or where I should be looking. So, if I am not mistaken, there is no one here. But how wrong I was. I looked in that direction again. Those unpleasant effects appeared once more, and I started running away to recover my health. And where are they supposed to be? When I finally had a chance to look around, it felt like everyone had vanished. Well, that's great. I'll restore my health. That is much better to see. I just spotted this creature, but it vanished right before my eyes. Next, I will need to make a bucket. At the spot where I plan to build a farm, there is quite a lot of moss. I need to dig up all this moss and replace it with dirt. You won't believe it, but he's back here again. No idea why, but I hope he just keeps standing there. Or maybe he'll just vanish. Either option works fine for me. Where the farm will be, I need to flood the whole area with water. To avoid running to that water source, this will make my own infinite one. No to rzeczy. That is though you simply make an infinite water source. What is that? You might have noticed that only zombie villagers appear here, but where the regular zombies went is a question. Make sure to clear away all this moss. That is exactly why I need dirt. After that, we immediately plow this area and plant the seeds. Here's a small one.
Farm.
Wheat is what I got. If I am not mistaken, there should be some bones somewhere else on this tower. There weren't as many bones here as I would have liked, but I'm still grateful for what I got. I had completely forgotten, but there were more crates here, and inside them lay a few more bones. In total, that makes 42 bone meal.
Make sure to plant everything.
I will soon start forging iron, and I will need to get some more wood. At the moment, I have quite a lot of iron, and to smelt it all, I will need a lot of sticks. Let's process all this iron. To save some time, I'll put half of it into the furnace right away. Yeah, processing certainly takes quite a bit of time here. There is a little bit of iron left, and that is all. I took the iron hammer up to this tower for some reason. Need to again?
Here.
Climb up. It's always when... To start forging this iron, the zombies attack me right away. As if they really don't want me to do this. And the iron has already finished smelting by now. This time I managed to make iron boots. My task before I go into that mine is to make myself iron tools again and also some armor at the same time. No ajuda, ajuda que este... This time I can finally upgrade my pickaxe.
I'll still need to smelt about 20 iron. That will certainly take quite a bit of time.
This time I have enough iron to make an iron chestplate, or I only need to make leggings and a helmet, but I probably won't have enough iron for the helmet. Sometimes it feels like there is a zombie apocalypse here.
Just in case, I will make myself another pickaxe.
I can make iron leggings, but that is where my iron ran out. This is certainly sad, but I am going to the mine to dig with dynamite soon anyway. In total, I have 16 dynamite now, but I cannot understand where the other 4 pieces went. I did not use this dynamite at all, and kept putting it in the same place. Emotion debts. Just a little bit more digging to reach level 12. Now, as soon as I do that, I can start blowing up the dynamite. Atras kanin.
On the way here, I also came across some iron.
I'm currently at height 20. I have 8 more blocks to go down. So surprisingly, iron has started appearing here quite often, but honestly, I do not mind that at all. You know, when I go mining just for iron, it's very rare, but when I go mining for diamonds, that iron shows up all the time. So that is it. I have reached the right height. All that is left is to make a proper tunnel where I will place the dynamite. While digging at this height, I managed to find an amethyst geode. Yeah, as for me, it's quite a beautiful sight, and the most annoying thing is that such beauty is pretty useless. Despite that, I'll still take a couple of crystals with me. Now I will finish breaking my pickaxe and then I can start blowing up these mines. Placing the first TNT here and let's go. I like this kind of digging a lot more than just mining with a pickaxe. This iron seems to be haunting me. It turns up absolutely everywhere, whether it should or not. In all this time, I have already mined about a stack of it. If I can find diamonds using dynamite, that would be quite a stroke of luck. And once again, I managed to find iron here. I think this iron will be enough for the rest of my survival. I'll place 2 TNT blocks right here, light them and get out of here. Once again, no luck with diamonds unfortunately, but I still have 11 TNT left, so there's no reason to give up. This time I'll use a bit more TNT. Moments like these are quite mesmerizing. Sometimes there are moments when I stand too close to this TNT, and in this spot I manage to find redstone and gold. Ntuso blistesa pirinatosta. At first I thought I was imagining it, but I actually managed to find these diamonds, and on top of that I even have 3 dynamite left. That is just great. Soon I will be able to make myself diamond tools. This diamond vein turned out to be quite large. In total, I managed to dig up 12 diamonds, and of course I need to use up all the remaining dynamite. Who knows, maybe I can find even more diamonds. And it looks like that is not all, because on my way back I noticed this villager. Of all places, I really did not expect to see them in a mine. He clearly did not come down here to help me find diamonds. I will soon need a very large amount of wood. I plan to build a big fence, and for that I will need about 6 stacks of wood. Then I started making tools to process the diamonds. Here I will need a chisel as well as a special hammer. On the next step is to arrange all these diamonds. I need to take the chisel in my left hand and the hammer in my right. This is the unusual way we mine raw diamonds.
What is it?
It is located over there. Creature.
But I don't think there's any need to worry. The most important thing is not to look at it. I think it will just keep watching me the whole time. To do that, and next I will need a grinding machine. First I need to cut these diamonds into 2 pieces. And now we shape these diamonds. And that is the long way to get diamonds. That's it. That creature is still standing there while it's watching me. Maybe he just wants to be friends, and I keep running away from him. Anything is possible. Sei alza, ma cosa attaccare mi stai? I had enough diamonds to make diamond leggings and a chest plate, as well as a full set of diamond tools. Next, I plan to make a weapon smithing table. For it, I will need this unusual part. I think making a storage area in this tower was not the best idea, because running here all the time is certainly no fun at all. All I needed to do was get some copper. I am missing 2 iron for this workbench. I have gathered all the necessary resources and I can make this workbench. And right after that, I just need to figure out which weapon I want to craft and which ones I actually have enough resources for. There is quite a large selection here, and it is hard to choose, but I think I will make something simple since I do not have that many resources. I think this weapon will be just right. I still need to get these ingots. They require 1 copper and 1 iron. To me this is quite an expensive craft, but what can you do? I am clearly lacking weapons here. It started raining outside again. This is really bad timing, since I was just about to build a fence around this tower, and moments like these of course happen too, but that won't stop me anyway. Because of this downpour you can barely see anything, as there is fog everywhere that gets in the way a bit. I was standing here as the Nenisa was and some rather strange sounds started coming from the forest, and I don't think that's a very good sign. Then this kind of madness started in the woods. In all this time, nothing like this has ever happened here. Just in case, it is better to climb higher to take a look around. From here, of course, you can't see anything at all, and as soon as I climbed this tower, the siren disappeared somewhere. After skipping that night, such wonderful weather arrived outside. I came here to forge some iron and hoard it again. I might be making a mistake by going into this forest. It seemed like everything here was quiet and calm, and nothing signaled trouble, and in that moment I heard those sounds. I was a bit confused and ran straight toward that monster. Then I looked back and noticed he wasn't chasing me. That allowed me to calm down a little, and suddenly silence fell over the forest. I wanted to get a better look at this monster, but it sank into the ground. That was quite an unusual trip to the woods, only now I have no desire to go back there at all. At the very least, I need to make some proper weapons. This monster appeared again and came for my soul. This time, I did not have to go into that forest. If it were not for this mine, this monster would have already killed me. He just came here, destroyed everything, and vanished somewhere. And that is the downside of building structures out of planks. I have already gathered absolutely all the resources I need for crafting weapons. Only the very last thing remains, and it is melting in the furnace. And so as not to waste this time, I decided to start building a fence. It certainly won't save me from that big monster, but still, after all, besides it, there are other creatures living here that wouldn't mind killing me. And if I am not mistaken, they definitely do not know how to break blocks. As I continued building this fence, this creature suddenly charged at me. If I hadn't reacted in time, it most likely would have killed me. If you remember, this creature was just constantly watching me. But now it decided to attack me after all. Unfortunately, it didn't succeed, and over time it disappeared. This fence definitely won't be out of place here.
Survival, by the way, is getting harder and harder.
He is standing there and just cannot get to me. As I was mining this wood, I heard a loud banging. It kept getting louder and louder, so I decided to run away. You won't believe it, but he came back here again, and he even broke my fence. I hope this monster doesn't see me here. I think I regret using wood for building again, since he breaks these structures so easily. I decided to run far away from him into this forest. I am completely fed up with this, and it is high time to kill this monster, and finally a weapon will help me with that. As night fell, I went into the forest to find that monster, but I didn't have to look for long. Sometimes it feels like I'm not hitting him, or the damage just does not register. It is as if he does not care at all about my shibuya, my spoina, my spaku. Each time he started getting closer and closer, so I decided to run to this tower. Right from here, I can start to... After so many rounds, I finally managed to kill it. That was of course quite difficult. And finally, this forest is freed from this monster. And to wrap up this video, this wonderful sun has come out. And also, for the many people who wrote that they wanted to be in the video, well, here you are. If I didn't include any of you, I apologize. There turned out to be a lot of people who wanted to be in this video. The reason I couldn't add everyone is quite simple. Right now, I am editing this video and showing your nicknames, and at the same time, people are writing that they want to be on this board. But, as we all understand, it is already quite late, so don't be offended. If anyone wants to be in the next video, be sure to write about it. And this, for my part, will try to add everyone. The survival was quite eventful, and I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to subscribe, leave a like, and write your comments. This video is coming to an end. Thank you all for watching. Sending hugs to everyone, and see you next time.